Hello and welcome back to the channel. First of all, you have to forgive me for having a bit of a sore throat, so my voice sounds more like the Balrogs than my own. Today I'm giving you a first look at the new platform for playing our beloved game over the internet, and it is called Middle-earth. Let's take a quick look at its features so you can get used to it as quickly as possible, although it's actually very easy to use. To access it, you go to play.meccg.com from any browser. You can use any of your liking. You register and that's it. We can see in the top menu the Middle-earth icon, which will lead you to the hall. This is where you go when you log in. Here you can see who is connected and what games are currently being played. There are several elements here. You have buttons for one player, two players, and custom games. These buttons allow you to create games. The first two are shortcuts, and the third one allows you to configure the game. I always recommend using the latter, if only for the possibility of allowing or not allowing spectators in your games. Yeah, you have a recent games section. It's pretty self-explanatory. It shows the last games played on the server. At the top right, we have our icon for being logged in, and also who else is now connected. And a little further down, the last connections to the platform. At the bottom right, we have some functionalities. You have a chat. Well, that's it. You can make it small, medium, or large, and also hide it. To the right of the chat, you can see different users in the chat, and by clicking on any of them, you can set private message to that particular user. You can change the background of what you see in the screen. By default, there are images that change every time you enter the application, but you can leave them fixed among a huge gallery of them, and you can even give your own URL and display it too, being able to change the tone of the image, and you can also put different textures on it. You can also select the default dice we want to use in our games. Later we will see that for each specific deck we can specify which mat and dice we want to play with. If we do not, then the default options we leave marked in the hall will be used in our games. You can see a donate button. Use it, don't be tight. And then you have a full screen button, which is very useful to make the most of the size of your monitor. You can also go in and out with F11 key. At the bottom left, you can see the last game's plays, as we already mentioned, and the players involved and the results. Then you have the decks section. There are two sections inside it. You have the My Decks sections. All the decks that we have loaded in our profile will appear here with the corresponding filters to make it easier to find them. You can forget about naming them with H versus H, FW for Fallen Wizards and stuff like that, because when you create a new deck, you can specify which alignment is the deck and which alignment is supposed to play it against. In the list below, you can see them by name, alignment, versus creator, format, etc. The last column indicates whether you have published it or not, i.e. whether the rest of the players can see it. And then you have the shared decks section, the decks published by the community. There's a user called Kuduklor, which is from the system and has published official ice decks, both the 10 official challenge decks and the starter decks of Gandalf and Saruman. We'll see more about this in another video, but I cannot tell you that you cannot modify these shared decks, but you can make a copy in My Decks to modify them as you wish. Then you have the cards section, is the same as in MECCG.s and MECCG.com. In the cards section, there is access to all the images of the cards, remastered and with all the necessary filters to find what you are looking for. Then you have the My Games sections. There are two sections inside. You have the post games, the games that you have left in the middle, what in GCCG was called declare undecided. Clicking on one of them will restore it, so your opponent and you can join there and continue the game. And then you have the finished games, which will show you the already finished games that you have participated in. If you click in one of them, you will see the final state of the table at the end of the game. It's not a picture. You can move the cards around to see what's in there, but you cannot interact with the different card piles or reveal the ones that are already face down. And then you have a tournament section. This is currently under development, although it's quite advanced. Here you can see the different tournaments that are open at the moment with general information about dates, format and participants. If you click on one of them, you will see a first page with the participation details, registration date, the rules to be applied, and then you can see the rounds and results with the pairings on the left and the standings on the right. And finally, you have an icon with your profile where you can change your nickname and avatar, and you can configure your preferences like the platform language and card images, and whether you want to see it during cards or fan-made projects. And finally, there is the classic logout button. I will publish two more videos, one regarding deck construction and the other one actually showing how the games are played. Until then, just keep playing and we will see at Middle Earth.